Good morning, guys. Good morning. Aaron, did you hear me sweating in that trade? Yeah, man, I grabbed some really nice trades this morning. I was up 500 across all my funded accounts, and now I'm down, man. I'm down.
2%, 0.2% as
I
expected.
cut it,
NAH
stop the loss.
index 14.
But I'm down 900 bucks in my accounts, guys. So this is probably the first time in weeks you've seen me red, but it happens. Had to get out, took the L, and now I'm trying to regroup here. So let's focus on what's going on in the market. I had some really good trades to get things started with. Let me actually share this with the free chat here. Okay, here we are. So what happened this morning? I took this trade. This is ES. We broke VWAP and we back tested. I took this trade short. It was absolutely beautiful. It was perfect. Almost to the tick here. Wrote it down. Not huge size, but great winner all the way back to lower band. Then I went long. Right, grabbed this all the way back to VWAP. Right, and I was expecting a continuation of this trading of balance. I went long here. I took the trade. I took profits, guys. I was up like $6 or $7, almost $700 in my accounts. What did I do wrong? I took it again. Right, we bounced. We came back to this lower distribution, and I got back in, and I quickly got caught off sides. All right, and I was increasing my size because I was already up nicely, and that's what happened. All right, so here I am, down 900 across my accounts. That's okay. I'm glad I cut it because I could make it worse, right? So the first thing to do is stop the losses. All right, I gotta take the L. All right, now I gotta wait for good setups, and I gotta trade diligently and carefully. That's exactly what's going to happen. I will be trading more because I want to hit my profit, or at least want to dig myself out of this thing. So let's see how we do. There's no longs here. We are in price discovery now to the short side. You know, the best trade here is probably a short. We did back test lower band here. You know, do we get continuation? I don't know. We're going to have to see. Do we reject this and go back into value? I do like the short here, especially if we look at the daily. All right, this is all very bearish. We're below the weekly. We haven't gotten to monthly VWAP yet. Now this area down here is, you know, a low volume node, so we can expect some resistance down here. See if we get more downside. Which it sure looks like it wants to do, but we're going to find out. We're getting a little bounce here. There is a little bit of a distribution here on the long term. So does it try and squeeze out shorts, or is it just clearing out all the longs before it goes further south? We will see. How's everybody trading so far this morning? Any trades by anybody?
Mexico's President Sheinbaum says that to the waves.
Okay, let's see if we get the big back test of here, or whether we return to value.
Security collaboration at the border.
All right, here's the test. All right, looking for some change in order flow here. A little bit of a rejection of a stall is what we want to see. Hopefully expand this range to the downside. Use the restroom real quick, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, for those of you on YouTube, thanks for joining us this morning. I do stream live for the first 30 minutes of the session on YouTube. Oil's ripping. That's what's happening back there. All right, looks like we're trying to get some return to value, but this is a big inflection area. I am looking to get short, but you know, it's just ripping. It's probably stopping out all these shorts now. See if it rejects.
US issues fresh Iran-related sanctions according to the Treasury Department website.
So far, I don't see much acceptance of prices here.
The Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesman in post with X.
So I'm going to grab a little short here, guys. I'm going to stop out above here. This will probably be my, you know, based on where I'm at.
Changing it is a professional error.
Will hopefully be
Treasury Department says
the trade.
US sanctions target oil tanks.
If not, today's not my day.
Fresh Iran-related sanctions.
So far, so good. Ah, they're buying it up. See if they can keep it at a value and we can get further price discovery to the downside. That's what I'm looking for. Far it's holding.
Excess, changing the goal
Doesn't
post
bode
to
well for
generate
me.
any begin. Again, this is in regards to Iran-US nuclear discussions that are due to be held tomorrow. Excuse me, on Saturday.
Still in it, short. We need to see a solid rejection out of here, guys. See what's going on in YouTube land here. Yep, not good. Still holding. They're battling. See what happens. See if the sellers can push this thing lower. So Richard on YouTube asked, where do I anchor my VWAP? It's the beginning of the future session at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is where I anchor it. And the buyers are buying this stuff up. Let's see if the shorts can continue to pound this thing. Yeah, it's looking bullish, guys. It's trying to hold back into value. It's going both ways. So they're trapping somebody here. They could have trapped me. So we'll see. All right. This is decent. See if we can get follow through to these lows.
Just to add a bit more color to the Treasury sanctions, US Treasury adds 7 entities to Iran-related sanctions list.
If we can go lower. This is a bounce spot. We might not go much lower, but we'll see. So far, so good. Okay. Here you go. So far, so good. It's a nice move. We break these lows. Take some size off here as we approach the lows. Move my stop to break even. See if we can break these lows and go lower. Beautiful. I'm waiting for lower. I'm trying to be patient with this trade. I really like it. It was a great entry. I'm sorry, guys, if you're chatting and asking questions. I'm just kind of focused on this trade at the moment. See if we can break it lower. All right. So I'm at break even. I've taken some profit off. Only a couple $100 at the moment, but better than nothing. If we can get lower, this can turn into a nice little profit here. All right, let me check the chat. Thanks, Aaron. He says, I don't dare join you until you win one, right? Let's see what the YouTube crew is saying. I mean, they're battling, you know. I need to see this thing go lower, at least down to 340. You know, we're already down a lot. But with this volatility, anything's possible. We can get a huge downside move here as this market continues to sell off. There it goes. All right, I'm going to take this one, guys. They brought me down to down 600. I was down almost 1,000, so I'm happy with that. Kind of took me out of the hole a little bit, gave me a little breathing room. So this was a price discovery short. It wasn't to the tick. There's a lot of choppy action going on at this inflection point, but it kind of did what I thought it would do. We got a bit of a reversal here. Tested new lows. It wasn't very clean. Let's see what NASDAQ's doing. You know, also not clean. So I'm going to be patient. We have a lot of time.
10 minutes away from the bottom of the hour, we get the Bank of Canada crescent. Let's become the bank.
But that was a nice short.
We also get the EI crude oil inventories. forecast is for a build of 0.945 million. Prior was a build of 2.553 million. Gasoline inventories forecast is for a draw of 1.706.
Gold is still trading as an initial bounce. We do have this huge value area on VWAP, but I need to see some conviction to one side or the other. And this is a very small initial balance on gold.
Prior was a build of 0.6.
So we're kind of building a distribution up here. I don't see much. I mean, the move already happened. We're at all-time highs here. I wouldn't buy up here. I'd look maybe for eventually a fade value or extreme back down to VWAP or something eventually. That's just me.
The draw of 3.2 million, then the prior draw of 1.844 million. Cushing stock change came in at a draw of 0.3.
Nice, Dinesh. That was a good trade. I wish I would have been more patient pre-market for that trade.
API came in as a draw of 3 million, then the prior build of 0.
Instead of taking the same setup I took twice in a row, and that's what got me. That's what got me. But that was a nice trade, guys, that we called out here. This was a price discovery short. We never broke lows, but we scaled out and took profits as it stalled out. So let's see what we get here. Still early. So now we might get the price discovery long. I'm sorry, not price discovery long, return to value long. Took a little scalp there down for 63 on the long side. So down 450. I was down $1,000, guys. I was up 500 pre-market. For those of you who are joining the stream, this is my first kind of in the whole day in weeks. So this is good for you guys to see, especially for those of you who have been joining me every day for the last couple of weeks. I mean, I've had a lot of really easy winning trading days. You know, hitting my profit with relative ease every single day. I was up 550 in all my accounts pre-market, up nicely too, almost 600 bucks. I took the same setup twice, which is against kind of my principles. So we're forming a new distribution down here. I take it nice and slow. We do have a return to value setup. The problem with this return to value setup currently is that we have a low volume node right here. We've created this distribution. So there's going to be sellers right here at this level. We got a point of control. It's like they're trying to push it through.
Let's go down to get the EIA crude oil inventories forecasted for a build of 0.945 million, 5 million, ahead of the prior build of 2.553 million. Gasoline inventories forecast for a draw of 1.707 million compared to the prior draw of 1.6 million. Distilled inventories forecast was for a draw of 1.14 million compared to the prior draw of 3.544 million. Cushioning inventories prior was a build of 0.681 million. We also get the Bank of Canada press
And,
conference.
you know, to be honest with you guys, if I would have held that trade, I'd be up well over profit target right now, but I had to cut it. You know, that's frustrating as it is for that loss, because I have to manage my risk, right? I can't just hold hoping these things come back. You know, I got to cut it. I got to admit I was wrong and be patient and take the next setup. All right, so we're getting quite the move now. See what happens as we approach upper value. You know, this is quite a wide range. People are going to be looking to fade this stuff. That's for sure. I don't know why my music isn't working. All right, what are you guys saying over in YouTube land here? Let's take a look. I'm using the beginning of the regular trading hours, 9:30 a.m. for my volume profile, New York session open. Okay, do we get the back test return to value setup? I don't know. We're working with a tight range here. We'll see what happens. Didn't quite back test. Let's see this here. All right, what time do you usually stop trading during the day? Shotgun, Eric, usually around 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is usually when I'm trying to wrap it up. You know, things slow down, but there's a lot of great entries throughout the afternoon. See how it goes. Yesterday was Chop City, yeah, for that, absolutely. But we also we got some great trades on the system yesterday, trading fade value or extremes for a balanced market. Safer capital preservation, absolutely. You know, one bad trade can wipe out all of my gains. Powell speaks at 1:30. Good to know.
1 minute to go now. We need with the crude oil inventories.
We got crude oil inventories coming out, guys. 1 minute for trading oil. My
10
thing
seconds.
is doing the thing again. All right, we got an initial balance to work with.
That's a build of 0.515 million, build of 0.515 million compared to the expected build of 0.945 million. gasoline inventories, draw 1.958 million, draw 1.958 million, and the expected draw of 1.707 million. Distillate inventories, a draw of 1.851 million, a draw of 1.851
Yeah,
million.
scratch. We'll see what happens. There's a
1.14 million. Cushing,
very tight range. Let's see what we got going on in Q. Yeah, that's a fade valuer extreme with VWAP actually. So we might be able to catch some good.
WTI there for the back of the EIA crude oil inventories data.
I like that short. Get some nice downside here.
The press conference with Macroman has begun.
So on NQ, we had a couple things here. We had VWAP bounce to the short side. And we had, well, it's different here. On my NinjaTrader where the volume data is more reliable, VWAP lined up with value area high on the volume profile for the session. So, unfortunately, TradingView's price volume data isn't as good. So if you guys joined me at the beginning of the stream, this is one of the first red days I'm having in a couple weeks. I was actually down $1,000 at my peak. I've brought it down to 348, just grinding it out one good little trade at a time. Hopefully I can get back to break even here, and then we'll see about getting into some profits again. I'm flat right now. Watching NQ. So the value areas have now shifted. 662. So now it's lining up with TradingView. This is a key area we're right out here, guys. So we'll see what happens. But we're working with relatively tight ranges here, 30 points on NQ. I would like to see if we test this other side of value.
Global uncertainties contributing to a more cautious business and economic environment.
Looks like it's trying to push higher, but we'll see what happens. Could get a fat old rejection here.
Mango also adds that developing economies are playing far more central role in global trade than 2 decades ago.
All right, there's a lot of chop going on. Let's see what we got in other markets. Gold kind of hovering at highs here, building a distribution, so I'd be careful about any longs up here in gold. Copper's in a nice uptrend. Price discovery longs. I'm watching NQ here at this point of control VWAP.
Says broad-based liberalization in developing nations can offset risks of reciprocal tariffs.
Quite a bit of rejection. Nice. So I caught a bit of a short there. Stop at break even. Probably just take that one. Down to 180. All right. Hallelujah. Slowly we do it, right? All right. So now you guys get to see what it's like climbing out of a $1,000 hole. And technically it's $1,000 times 5 accounts. So I'm digging out of a $5,000 hole. I did. I also heard a feigning of momentum. It slowed down. The buyers slowed down. So yeah, I mean the pivot, we also have point of control here. We have VWAP. I mean, these are all theoretically resistance, right? Sellers are in control still. You know, we're not going anywhere in a straight line, unfortunately. They're going to make this as hard as possible for all of us. So somebody's saying in free chat that the YouTube free broadcast is several minutes behind real time. I don't know why that is. I don't do anything differently. I'm just streaming to YouTube. I don't do that on purpose. I'm not like trying to like screw the free, people who want free content. I assure you. Um, it's just the way it is with YouTube. I'm pretty sure. Discord though is low latency. I do pay for the Nitro subscription, so I have low latency, high def streaming in the Discord. But I pay money for that, right? Or it could be slow internet. Yeah, I don't know. I know the Discord is rip roaring fast, and everybody has a pretty good connection to that. Low latency. Yeah, I saw that, Pablo. IB high. Lining up with upper band here on ES. Beautiful confluence. Whether that's going to be a huge resistant, reversal point, who knows? But I do expect a reaction there that I could scalp for sure. Chris being the saboteur. Yeah, the YouTube's slow, guys. Sign up for the premium. I really don't care. I'm happy to, you know, and I give you guys the free trial and all that kind of stuff. If you guys find value, awesome. If not, you know, no big deal. I think the free trial allows a lot of people to come in and decide, you know, is this worth my money or is it not? You know, you don't have to pay to decide. So I like that. I don't have to worry about people coming in, they're not happy. This isn't really what I thought it would be. You know, can I have my money back? You know, I don't do any of that kind of stuff. You know, check it out for free. If you like it, stick around. If not, no big deal. All right, so I've clawed out of this huge hole. It does look like buyers want to break through this VWAP. All those sell-offs keep getting bought up. Nice. Little break there. Does it reject or can we hold? That is the question. Are they sucking in all the buyers? Let's see what happens, guys. This is interesting. I took a little long position here on this break. I'm watching NQ. I do have a stop at break even. Got a good entry there. And there it goes. Beautiful. So this is the upper end of the distribution. I'm not holding on to this thing long here, guys. I'm just looking for some order flow here. We got some buyers. I'm not looking for a big run. We have a distribution right here. We have the upper end of the distribution. I'm expecting some resistance here. So just scalping level to level. If I wasn't coming in that $1,000 hole, I'd be not $100 away from my profit target right now. There it goes. Oh, look at that candle. That was kind of ridiculous. We're getting some momentum here, aren't we? So we bumped right into that upper end of the distribution there. Naturally, there's going to be sellers here. All right. Big players are going to be looking to fade this. So got to be careful. Starting to look like a big reversal down there, isn't it?
United Air sees slowing in travel from Canada, Europe to the US.
Okay. All right, we got a back test of the point of control here on NQ. Does this hold, or are we going to give up this whole move? Is that a giant trap? I'm going to try and take a little long here for the back test. All right. It's official, guys. I'm in the green. It's a lot of work.
We're just worried by inflation being above 2%.
Being down $5,000 to being flat. It's tempting to just kind of shut it down here and be like, you know what? That was nice. Good work. Good trading. You saved the day. No need to get greedy. Very tempting. But I'm here trading with you guys for another hour now, at least an hour. So those of you on YouTube, thanks for joining us this morning. I'm going to head over to the Discord, continue trading with our guys over there. Remember, there's a free trial. Check it out. Love to have you. If you have any questions, hit me up in the free chat in the Discord. I'll look at that after the stream. I hope you guys have a great day. If you're going to continue trading, stay sharp, manage your risk. We did have a couple of good trade setups today that we took. Let's go over some of them real quick before I close it out. We had this price discovery short here. Had a couple guys in the Discord join this with me. That was nice. Then we had a return to value setup right here. We took that back to VWAP. We took a short off VWAP. Then I took a VWAP break. So just a ton of trades, guys. Lots of good scalps, level to level. Kind of spoke through them as they happened. So hope you guys are learning something on the YouTube. I know there's 20 of you on there. That's great. Good. I'm glad you guys joined us. Let me check the chat real fast before I sign off here. Ed, sucks, can't rip the entire channel anymore. I like your stuff. You trade much the same way. Perfect, Ed. Great. So, we have a good crew, all looking for the same stuff. It's nice when you have a lot of traders trading the same strategy or system. It's like having more eyes in the market and kind of being sure what's available. Try it on USAR rocket ship as it redefines the upper band. Nice. Have a good day, Toby. Thanks for joining us. Shotgun Eric. Appreciate it, guys. Richard, yeah, the VWAP bands are incredible, man. I was lucky to discover those relatively early in my trading journey. And I remember, I just threw it on, on the chart, and I was like, wow, look at all this. Seem to respect this stuff a lot. Why don't more people talk about this? So, I've kind of further refined it into a comprehensive strategy with name setups, rules, all that kind of great stuff. So those of you guys on YouTube, thanks for joining. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning. It's going to be the last trading day of the week. It's Good Friday on Friday, so there will be no trading for me. And I'll catch you guys in the Discord. Have a great day.